So our program up until now will read the video file, get some of the properties out of the video file, frame rate, frame width and frame height, and then it will then play that video file using this while loop while the video capture is opened. And we noticed last time that it was running too quick because we hadn't actually set the frame rate or had a control over the frame rate. But I'm not too concerned over that because what I'm chasing is a semi-automated detection where the user can push a button on the keyboard and advance the frames or increment the frames according to how many seconds they want. Do they want to analyze every 1 second, every 5 seconds, 30 seconds? Because we have the frame rate now, we can convert between time and frames quite easily. Before that, what I want to show you is how to convert between color and black and white, or gray, 50 shades of gray. So the way that we can do that is once we've read that image, or we've read that frame, we can now convert that into gray. So the way that we do that is we go CV2 convert color. Now it is an American spelling of color, so no U's, and we want to convert the frame that we've just read, and we want to go CV2 dot color, and we want to go from blue, green, red to gray. Now you will notice that CV2, OpenCV, doesn't go RGB, but rather has it flipped around, so it's blue, green, red to gray. And so now that we've got a converted frame color, we can then play that GRY. So you will notice now that we're in grayscale, and this can help us because our retinas have rods and cones, and we're pretty good at luminance detection. So I prefer to use grayscale images. So we're going to, everything that we do now, we're going to use the converted frame. So how do we do it? Convert color, we give it the frame that we want to convert, and then this is the new sort of color lookup table that will be applied. So we'll put that here, convert color. The other thing that we wanted to do is let's set the start frame of our video. Because in some cases, you'll set up your experiment, hit the record button, place the mouse or place Ringo into the arena, and then go out of the room and grab a coffee while your experiment is running, for instance. So that first part of the video is meaningless. It's not required at all. So what we can do is we can set when we want to start the video. So let's say the start frame, we'll start at 0 here. And once we return, once we've opened the video, we can now set the start frame. So the video capture object is created, it's opened. What we can do now is we can go fidCapture.set, and this is going to be the, let's go back to the documentation. One of the things that we can set or get and set is the position of the video file. So why don't we set this to what we want to start, or where we want to start the video. So set, and it was a CV2.cap prop frame position of the frames, and then the second thing is the start frame that we wanted to start at. In this case, we'll just start at 0. Start frame. Okay, so this should start. So this should set the start frame. Or we'll just put a comment in here. Set the start frame. And then we'll read the frame. Remember, this is in color, or the color space that was used for the video camera. And then we're converting it across. Okay, invalid syntax. CV2 cap prop pos frame start frame. I didn't put in the comma here. Okay, so it starts at the first frame. But then you'll ask yourself, well, hang on, why isn't it advancing? What's going on? Well, if you notice here, we'll hit Q. Every time this loop comes back to the front, we're setting it back to the start frame. So what we can do is we can take this outside the while loop to ensure that we're starting at the correct frame, and then everything should be good. Okay, so we'll quit there. Let's set this start frame to say 250. So this will start at the 250th frame. Remember, what's our frame rate? It was 25. So it will start at start frame divided by frame rate is going to be 10. So it will start at 10 seconds into the video and then play on from there. So we're started at the 10 seconds in. So just be careful where you pop this set frame. If you put it inside the while loop, it will always set it back to the position that you've set it. Okay, so you've basically got it constantly paused. We're going to utilize this in our program because we're going to set the start frame based on what the user clicks. So there's two things that I need to do. First is we need to set up the increment. So we'll go, okay, increment, the time increment will be 1 second. So this will be, you want to analyze every, second, and then you'll put 1 there, and then so the frame advance, or the frame increment will equal the increment multiplied by the video frames per second, so video FPS, and we'll convert this into an integer because you can't have half a frame, and so therefore we'll print out each time point will be advanced by frame inc. So 1 times the video frames per second should be 25, yeah. So the frame will be advanced by 25 every time the user clicks, tells the video to advance. So if we go 2 now, just make sure that it's working. It should advance by 50. So every time the user wants to make a new measurement, it will advance the frame by 50 frames, sorry, the video by 50 frames, and therefore it will, it will be 2 seconds, every 2 seconds. Good. So we've now got the start frame, the increment, we'll put the start frame up here. So here we are setting the video increment. Good. So we'll set the start frame, and then we return the frame, and then we convert the colors, we then play it, and then we're looking for the key. So wait key, and we've already got this condition that if it equals Q, remember, if Q, we quit. Okay, so what we can do now is think of if we want the user to advance the frame. So if key equals some number, we want to advance the frame. So what should we use? In English, I would tend to use the word forward. I want to go forward in time, so I'd look for F, the letter F. So what is F in ASCII? So we'll go back to the ASCII table. F is, let's have a look, lowercase f, it's 102. So if key equals 102, we want to do something. At this stage we'll just pass, and then we want to, so pass is just a statement where it will just go over this. It will still won't throw an error because you haven't given anything to that if loop. Some number. I want to be able to go back and forward, so we want to go backwards. So for B, we want to go back by the increment. So pass now. So B for back. Whoops, what do we have? BBB, so 98. 98 would be B. Let's go back here. It was 98. It should pass again. So let's just see if this is going to work for us. Nothing should happen, but hopefully it should have no, what's that, line 30, start is not defined. Oh, okay. Okay, so here we go. I'm pushing F, nothing is happening, that's okay. I'm pushing B, nothing is happening. I hit Q, it quits out. So let's go now. We want to remove this. What we want to do is you want to say if the F button is pushed, we want to advance the start frame. So start frame, plus equals, and it is increment, framing. So this should, increment the video by the amount we've set up. So let's have a look. If I hit F, we go forward. If I go F, we go forward. F, we go forward. Okay, so every time we hit F, it's going to go forward by, in this case, I think it's 50 frames, isn't it? Yes, because we've set it for 2 seconds. I hit B, nothing happens. I hit Q, it then quits out. Let's not go by 2 seconds, let's go by 1 second. And we'll try it again. So every second I hit F, it's going to advance. And so what we want to do is essentially click, click, click. So there, you know, I can set what's going on in this. So we'll hit Q, get out of that. So set. Start frame, good, that's done. So we've gone forward. Okay, so what if we want to go back now? So we go down here. So start frame. No, we'll just do it straightforward. Minus frame inc. What we'll do is we'll print, just to prove that it's working, current frame is we should hopefully see it go between them. So each time point will be advanced by 25. So we go forward. The current frame is 275. Why is it 275? Well, remember, if I quit out of that, we've got the program to start at 250. Let's start it at the beginning. Remember, we had already set it 10 seconds in advance. So current frame be advanced by 25. So we'll go F for forwards. So the current frame is 25, 50, 75, 100. Let's go back, 100. So we're going back now. Okay, forwards and back. Good. So this is how we can now get control over the advancing of the video file using keyboard input. We'll leave this video here. We have to just make some small changes now to this video advancing and problem and going backwards. We'll do that in the next video. See you later.